Nong, nong, nong. Con nong sao? Thank you. All right. Here we are. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Swadee Kap. Swadee Tong Chow. Sabay di mai. Kamalayu. Today we're going to talk about weed, wacky tobacco, and the new political flip flop. I mean, I just don't believe it. But I'll get into this in a minute. Crazy, man. Crazy, crazy what's going on here. You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe how much it's going to cost them. And yeah, that's really all I got to say about it. But let me get into this here if I can find everything. For nearly 2 years, Thailand has been the weed capital of Asia, and there are dispensaries on every street. Tourists lighting up like it's Amsterdam, and even a few locals that are making some serious cash. But it seems, and I'm going to say it really seems like it's going to happen, that the party is over. Thank you. Big shout out to Mr. Two Quarters Korean. And also, you know, I did look into this quite a bit, and I found a lot of information just in the course of an hour. But the Thai government is slamming the brakes on and saying no more fun unless you're sick, unless you're ill, unless you're injured. And what they're planning on doing is dropping a law, and it's a game changer. No more recreational cannabis. If you want to light up, you better have a doctor's note. You better have a medical certificate. Otherwise, you are looking at prosecution, possible jail time, and the end of Thailand's short-lived experiment with legal weed. I don't understand it. I really don't. I don't understand why they would do it. I don't understand why they would give up all the money, you know, but this is maybe the elite's way of saying, hey, we control everything. There's nothing you can do about it. Today, we're going to break down what this really means for tourists, for expats, and for the cannabis industry in Thailand. I am Scott. I'm an American who's been living here for almost 31 years. So if you like this video, you like this live stream, do me a favor, please click like, hit subscribe, and remember to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified of any upcoming videos and live streams. Also, if you want to send me a message, you want to send me a Dear Scott letter, whatever it might be, you want a consultation, send me a message at anamerikaninbangkok@gmail.com. All right, so let's get started here. Where do I begin? Now, if you remember, Thailand was brutal on drugs for decades. I mean, truly brutal. Maybe you get out with a $3,000, $5,000 fine in the past. In 2022, they surprised the world by decriminalizing cannabis, and the number of dispensaries exploded. And right now, there's over 6,000 licenses that have been handed out. No real framework, no real age limit, no rules. It was kind of chaos, but it was freedom. So you got to remember that. I mean, you know, it's like whatever you want to say about it, it was freedom. It was freedom to do the things that you want to do. And it was just one more thing that Thailand was allowing that people were like, hey, that's a good reason to go to Thailand. Listen, I'll tell you right now, I don't understand it with them. It seems to me that the number of reasons to come to Thailand. Now, I'll say this. I'm an expat. I've been here for a long time. I got a family. The chance of us moving away from here, unless it's for, and I've said this a couple times now, unless it's like a part-time gig in the near future, I'm talking about maybe in a couple of years. Greetings, Carlos. Greetings. But the chance of us moving somewhere, even part-time, in the next couple of years is pretty slim. Um, and the reason is because my wife is Thai, the kids are half Thai, and so we don't really have any reason other than, oh, I'd really like to go to that place and live there. That's the only reason. So if I say I'd like to live in America for 3 months, I'd like to live in Costa Rica 3 months, or Ecuador, or wherever it is, then I'd like to come back to Thailand for 6 months. Okay, that's doable. Well, I can see that happening, but not right yet. Okay. And this change here doesn't really do a lot to sway me one way or the other. But it just goes to show you that if you look at Thailand versus the Philippines versus Cambodia versus Vietnam, even versus Laos, it seems like Thailand has kind of fallen down the scale. And all these other places are catching up to the point where they're possibly better than Thailand in some ways. And if they're not better, well, they're getting close. I mean, let's face it. In Cambodia, you go to Cambodia, you want a retirement visa. It's a piece of cake, man. Just go to a tourist agent, give them $290, $270, I think, on the extension, and that's it. You don't have to worry about anything. You just have to be of age. You don't even have to show them any money. Okay? I mean, really, you're supposed to show them money, but they don't even care. Now, this may change in time, but my point is that Thailand is kind of going like this. They want all the money. I don't understand it. They want all the money. They don't give quite enough to earn that money. They don't quite do enough to earn that money. And then they say, yeah, but, we're going to cut down on the things that bring people here. And the Chinese aren't coming as often. Americans, I think, are not coming quite as often anymore. Same with the Brits. There's been a little decline, but they're worried about their tourism industry because it's on the decline. They thought it was going up. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But Public Health Minister Somsak says that all cannabis use must be medically certified. If you don't have a medical certificate, you're using cannabis illegally. Cannabis will be reclassified as a narcotic. Now, I did see that he said as a soft narcotic. I don't know what that means, but that means possession equals prosecution. Even one joint could land you in jail if you can't provide approved medical need. Now, let me just read something here. Where is it? Is it? Yeah, this is it right here. All right. Now, there's two articles that I saw. One was from the Bangkok Post. One was from, no, it wasn't from Reuters. It was from the Thai Examiner. Okay. Let me read the one from the Bangkok Post first. Public Health Minister wants to see new regulations in 40 days to curb recreational use and abuse. Cannabis users in Thailand will be required to have medical certificates to make sure the plant use is for medical purposes only. His announcement is the latest twist in a long and confusing journey towards regulating cannabis since it was decriminalized nearly 3 years ago. I will improve regulations on cannabis use in Thailand. For example, cannabis smokers may have to show medical certificates. Foreign anti-cannabis users must have medical certificates Mr. Somsak said at a press conference on Wednesday in Bangkok. The key change would require cannabis users to have a medical certificate with prescriptions issued by licensed medical professionals, including both traditional Thai medicine practitioners and general physicians. Now, who's to say that these dispensaries can't just hire somebody and say, listen, you come in at this time, and every day people are going to come in and see you, and you're going to approve everything. I mean, you know, if as long as they say the right things, just like kind of how it used to be in California. Oh, my back hurts. I got a real back problem. Oh, I can't sleep. Okay, let me give you some weed, and they have to do that like every month because you're only getting a 1 month supply. Dr. Sambluk Jungsaman, Director General of the Department of Thai Traditional and Alternative Medicine, told the press conference that regulations should make it clear that cannabis is used for medical treatment only. In the future, there may have to be, son of a bitch, there may have to be medical certificates to prove users suffer from diseases such as seizures, headache, pain, and insomnia. Well, let me just tell you something. I suffer from insomnia. My sleep has gone to shit lately. Now, that may be from the pain that I suffer from my shoulder. I don't really know. I think since I hurt my shoulder, that's about 5 weeks ago, my sleep patterns have gone to shit. And I could use something. And I'll tell you what, I have some things that you would think they would help, but they don't. They maybe they found my sleep patterns up. I don't really know. So this is one thing that maybe you could use it for. Now, I'm not a smoker anymore. I really don't like it, but there may be restrictions on its use, such as permitted dosage for 1 month's use. If the duration of use exceeds 1 month, that will not be considered for medical purposes. Why don't they do it for 3 months? That seems a little more reasonable. And there will be prosecution. As for punishment, I will discuss the possibility of imprisonment, he said. So you got this guy now. He's going to pass this law within 40 days. Now, that is July 1st is the deadline. So starting July 1st, you need to have a medical certificate. And I asked ChatGPT, I asked online, I asked many different sources. Doesn't this have to be passed by royal decree before it becomes law? That's what I would think, right? But the truth is it doesn't. Okay. Now let me just read you a few things here. While the Thai government has announced plans to restrict cannabis use to medical purposes within 40 days, these changes are not legally binding until they are formalized through the appropriate legislative process. This involves drafting the necessary regulations, obtaining cabinet approval, and publishing them in the Royal Gazette. Until these steps are completed, the current laws remain in effect. Health Minister Somsak Tepsutin has indicated that the government will utilize existing laws, such as the Herbal Product Act 2019 and the Traditional Thai Medicine Wisdom Act 1999, to expedite the implementation of these new regulations. However, until the regulations are officially enacted and published, recreational cannabis use is not yet illegal under law. Now, hear me out. Therefore, while the government is moving towards restricting cannabis use to medical purposes, the legal status of recreational cannabis will remain unchanged until the new regulations are formally adopted and published in the Royal Gazette. That could take up to 2 years. Now, here's the thing. Will they still arrest people who use weed recreationally? Yes, they probably will very soon. Even before cannabis is reclassified as a narcotic, the Thai government is setting up the legal grounds to crack down on recreational users using existing laws and new regulations. So let me tell you how it's gonna. Hi, Bruce. How you doing? This is not to get Chinese tourists back. This has nothing to do with that. I really don't. Yeah, you think Chinese tourists don't smoke weed? Some do. It's not to get Chinese tourists to come back, though. I can tell you that. That's a little bit lower priority. Well, what about them? They're screwed. Unless maybe they can do something like what I said, which is they hire a pharmacist, or not a pharmacist, but they hire a doctor, for 60,000 a month or 100,000 a month, whatever it is, whatever they want. And then that doctor is on call for, maybe 1 day a week. He has to go into the pharmacy. And that's the day when everybody comes in and sees him and gets their medical certificate. I can see that happening, but I don't know. All right. But let me continue here. Here's how it's going to. Here's how and why it'll happen. The new regulations within 40 days. Health Minister Somsak is pushing rules requiring a medical certificate for any cannabis use, Thai or foreigner. These rules do not need to wait for cannabis to be relisted as a narcotic. Violators can face prosecution under the Herbal Product Act and the Traditional Thai Medicine Act. That means if you're caught using cannabis without a certificate, you could be charged under existing laws, even if it's technically not a narcotic. Police will enforce the spirit of the law. The law enforcement often moves aggressively before the Royal Gazette catches up. Just like they've raided bars or enforced visa crackdowns before official changes were published, they'll start treating non-medical weed use as criminal behavior. Tourists are particularly vulnerable. Most won't have a certificate, and few will fight back legally. So right now, recreational use is still legal on paper. Soon, likely in July, depending on if they flip-flop back and forth, who knows what they're going to do. If you're caught without medical documentation, you can expect some trouble. Later this year, once cannabis is reclassified as a narcotic, you'll be facing full criminal charges, jail time, fines, and deportation. Now, knowing the Thai government, the first implementation is you may get a warning. You may get something saying, if we catch you again, we're going to throw the book at you or whatever. Right now, you don't have much going. We don't have all the laws in place and everything. And we want to make sure that these things have changed, blah, blah, blah. And then when they do change everything, they do reclassify it as a narcotic. Then that's too bad. You're going to jail. They don't need to wait for the Royal Gazette to start arresting people. Once these new medical-only regulations are in place, they can and will go after recreational users. It'll be a gray crackdown, technically not under narcotics law yet, but harsh and very real. So if you're a tourist or expat in July, you might want to think about lighting up publicly because it's legally quite dangerous territory. How will they address foreigners that have licenses and prescriptions in their home country that will be recognized? Now, that's a good question. I don't really know, but I would think the same way that they handle other drugs, which is usually you're allowed a 1 month supply. Let me hang on a second here. Let's see what it says here. People have been breaking the rules the whole time. Smoking outdoors in public places for all to see and smell. Prescription in home country doesn't mean shit in Thailand. Too many big wigs got a lot of money invested in this. I can't see it changing. That's what I say. However, from what I'm telling you, from what ChatGPT is seeing and what the sources online are saying, Only medical certificates issued by licensed Thai medical practitioners will be accepted under the upcoming regulations. That includes Thai licensed general physicians, licensed traditional Thai medicine doctors. No U.S. cards, no prescription from foreign doctors, or any non-Thai legal documentation. Ah, shit. Thailand does not recognize foreign cannabis laws, and there are no reciprocal medical marijuana agreements. And for now, they may just treat it as a controlled herbal product, not a pharmaceutical drug with international oversight. If you show your U.S. certificate, cops won't care. You'll be treated like a recreational user, which right now is fine. You could face confiscation, fines, arrest, or even deportation, especially for tourists. If you must use cannabis in Thailand for legitimate medical reasons, get evaluated by a Thai doctor, receive a Thai-issued certificate, and only use cannabis products from licensed medical dispensaries or clinics. Your U.S. medical card is toilet paper in Thailand. If you're staying here and need medical cannabis, you'll need to go through the Thai medical system or risk criminal charges. Now, every time I read all these things, I always take it with a grain of salt because you never know what they're going to do. So all you smoking joints in public, mess it up for all. Well, you know, all the places that sell this stuff allow it too. I've seen people sitting in dispensaries and they're just smoking away. You know, you go in and the place is full of smoke. So, you know, okay, I understand that, but will you be in July? Let's see. This is not ChatGPT that stated these things. This is the Bangkok Post. This is the Thai Examiner. And, you know, that's the way it goes. And if you're a foreigner in Thailand, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it depends on what your business status is, but I'm going to believe this simply because, first of all, it doesn't have any effect on me. I'm not eating any weed. I'm not smoking any weed. So it doesn't really matter to me. Now, I don't think they should reverse this law because they've already let the genie out of the bottle. Okay. But mark my words, this is a legitimate news article, as legitimate as they can be, from two different sources. It's not only in ChatGPT. ChatGPT is not where I found this. So, okay, you know, let's say 80% of what ChatGPT says is correct, but you're looking at two other articles off the internet, off of the media, and I believe them. Well, that would be good. If they had a doctor prepared, then it makes it very easy for them. Right? I mean, if you got a doctor there, then what are you worried about? You got nothing to worry about. Now, what it does is it causes more hassles. And to me, this is the problem with Thailand now. Thailand used to be the place. Listen, when I came here, right, it was like 1994, 95 when I came. And nothing was a hassle. Everything was a piece of cake. You want, man, I remember going up in the mountains on a little journey. I'd taken a journey up into the Golden Triangle. And I took a long tail boat. And we went up the river, and then we took an elephant and went into the mountains. And then the next thing you know, we're in the middle of nowhere. And these guys come around into the village, and they're like, "Oh, you want some opium?" I was like, "Oh, wow. You know, you want opium? They'll give you the opium." Now, what I heard and what people told me was it wasn't the best quality. That way they could get more money, and it wasn't great quality, and you know they didn't pay much for it. So that's that. But that's how easy it was when you first came here. The visas were much easier. Everything was easier. It was cheaper. But that's not how it is now. Okay. I mean, things are changing. And personally, what I see in Thailand, I mean, I don't have any problems here because now, I mean, I stay home with my wife and kids. Um, no, wait, what are you talking about? They said it was going to be illegal, Bangkok Post and other media, but it didn't. No, that's not what they said. They said this. This is when. This is today. They said this today. By July 1st or sometime in July, it will be illegal. That's what they're saying. And the same thing goes with the Thai examiner. Now, where is it here? Well, it says that some of the reason why they're doing this is because of the foreigners who come here. They buy large quantities of weed and then they export it to their country or to another country and they try to make money from it. 3 foreigners were arrested, 73.5 kilograms of cannabis flower buds. The drugs were vacuum sealed and worth over 2 million baht. The suspects prepared the shipment to ship the cannabis abroad. I understand maybe it was a year ago. I understand that. But now they're saying it again. So if you don't want to worry about it, then don't worry about it. I understand. I do understand. I know how Thailand works. I've been here a long time. I know exactly how it works. This is not another fake news. Stop being an asshole. You don't have to be an asshole. I'm not agreeing one way or the other, but don't act like an asshole because that's what you're doing. Your Thai family. Where's your Thai family live? How large is the crop? What do you know about it? Because I'm getting ready to ban you for being a fake motherfucker. That's what I'm getting ready to do. I'm just telling you what the news says. So maybe it's fake, maybe it's not. But you don't know that for sure. You're not sure one way or the other. So you know what? You got to think about it. That's the official news. What are you talking about? That comes from the health minister, you dummy. It comes from a press conference. Don't believe it then, okay? I don't care. You don't want to believe it. You don't want to think it's official. Don't think it's official. See where it goes from here. Exactly where it goes from here. Then you'll know. And I love how everybody says, oh, this is bullshit. Okay, maybe it is. But guess what? Maybe it's not. I'm telling you now, you got the guy who was in charge of it saying, you have 40 days. That's what you have. You're going to start having to have certificates. He's telling you that. He's trying to get these done in 40 days to where you have to have a medical certificate. Now, maybe it won't happen, but maybe it will. And that's all I'm saying. So here's the thing. You have to look at it from both sides of the story. I'm not one to always side with the Thai government. Not at all. I know that they flip-flop all the time about many, many subjects. And maybe this is one where they're just, oh, yeah, we're going to do this. But I haven't heard anything about the weed for at least a year. Nothing. They haven't said anything about, oh, we're going to make it medical use only. So would I, Paul. Half the time people are stoned. You don't even know they're stoned. Yeah, hit the like and subscribe button, please. Do me a favor. This is not something you should argue about. There's no argument here. None. There's no argument. We don't have a dispute. It's understandable. And maybe you'll just continue doing what you want to do in your village, and nobody will say a word because they don't care. But once in a while, you never know. Maybe somebody will come by and check things out and go, oh, well, we got to watch this. You don't know. That's the thing. Now, if you live out in a village, the chances of you getting busted, I mean, that's just crazy. We have a couple kratom trees on our land. Now they're legal, but nobody comes over and goes, "Oh, can I get a couple leaves, man?" Nobody does that. What does it say here? The former president said it was always also what? Said also it was going back to illegal and what? I don't know what the hell you're talking about, dude. You do you even speak English? Are you even an American or somebody that speaks English as a first language? Yeah, sure. Okay. Well, I'm sure they're going to go to you because you're so up on everything. You just happen to come into this chat and you are the marijuana aficionado. I know there are some in this chat. I don't know how much you know, how much you don't know. But the truth is what it is. Yeah, see you later, buddy. Take a break. Take a break and think about what you say because you sound like a nitwit. I got no time for dumbasses. I'm not saying one way or the other. I'm saying if you are a recreational user, you better keep an eye on this. Because if then, as a tourist, you come over and you think you're just going to go in and smoke, well, maybe it won't be quite as easy for you. And maybe you can get in trouble. I know guys who go out and they're smoking vapes, they're smoking weed, they're doing whatever they want out in the open. They're not supposed to be doing that. I personally don't really like it. I don't like, I walked out of what's the name of that hotel? Landmark Hotel. A couple months ago, I walked out of a Landmark Hotel. I smelled weed. I go, what the fuck? I'm standing right on the front area, right in the entrance of the Landmark Hotel. And these two guys are sitting there, and I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, man. Do you have to smoke it right here? Why couldn't you smoke it in your room before you came down? Or why can't you smoke it when you go somewhere where you're going to be away from people? Why do you have to smoke it? And I don't even care because I like weed. I'm not against weed at all. All right, let me go on here. Thank you there, Richard. Thank you, Billy, for dropping the hammer. That's what Richard says. Yeah, appreciate that. All right, let's see here. Who can still use cannabis? I didn't say anything about a law being passed, but it does talk about it and the process that it goes through, which is that they pass this into what they do is they put it into law using other these acts that they have, the health, what is it, the Herbal Act and all that, where they can charge you with something. But that's while they are passing the law, trying to get the law passed and getting it published by the royal into the royal decree and becoming a royal decree. I don't care if it makes it so or not. What I'm saying is they're going to do it. You just don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Rudy Rude. Oh my God, another guy got to challenge me. Yeah, it's a lot easier to make it. Oh, it's some dumbass. Who's this dumbass? Why do I get these dumb shits? This is another Bangkok Post beat up. Oh, really? It's a Bangkok Post beat up? How about the Thai Examiner? How about all the other media outlets? See you later, pal. We always got to have these guys. Listen, again, it's just like about Israel. I'm not saying all Israelis are bad. That's not what I say. And that's not what I've said. I said the people that are causing the problems that are getting caught, that seem to be in the news in 2025, happen to be from Israel. And a lot of people say they have a bad reputation elsewhere. I don't know about that. I don't want to hang out with them. I don't want to hang out with, I barely want to hang out with Americans. Because I don't get myself in any trouble. I don't have any problems. It's because they do bad shit. That's what it is. If you do something bad, it doesn't matter whether you are American, British, Israeli, Palestinian, it doesn't matter what you are. Then you need to go, or you need to suffer some consequences, be thrown in jail, pay a fine, whatever. Okay, that's all that it is. No, no, no. Jono, you don't know. I'm not going to have a cardiac arrest. I'm having fun, man. This is fun. Well, yeah, I do mind summarizing. I'll just go back to what I was doing. If you wanted to get everything right from the beginning, you should have come in the beginning. I mean, it's that simple. We're talking about weed. Okay, so what does this mean here? Foreigners are not exempt. Tourists must also carry medical documentation. Medical, God damn it, have a little. Medical marijuana clinics will still operate, but recreational users, you're out. The cannabis boom just becomes a bust. Expect massive closures. Well, we're going to get to that in a second. How do I spell this? Let's see what it says here. Thai dispensaries can legally hire doctors, which that could happen if they have the money. If a dispensary hires a licensed Thai doctor, modern or traditional, that doctor can issue medical certificates to qualifying patients. These certificates will legalize the patient's cannabis use under Thai law. Some dispensaries will pivot to a clinic model where you walk in, get evaluated, and then you get your cannabis legally as long as it's documented. The doctors must be properly licensed. The medical need must be real on paper. I don't know how they're going to prove that. And there are subject to some. There are some things that are still subject to new monthly limits, and tourists may be shut out. I don't know about that. I don't know. Do they really want to do that? Hey, we're going to stop all the tourists from buying weed here. That's just. I mean, listen. Let's talk about the money, okay? Because I do know a little bit about the money that they're losing here, if I can find it. Which I did ask about. I did look all over about this. Let's see how much money we're talking about. Flip flop, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's see here. It's billions of dollars. I can tell you that right now. All right, here we go. Let's see here. Okay. Reversing Thailand's cannabis policy from wide open recreational use back to medical use only will likely cost the country billions of baht. Here's a breakdown of the financial ramifications. I never said that it could never happen. That would never happen. I didn't think it would happen. But if they're going to do it this way, okay, they can. This is a way that they can do it, and they can still say, "Oh, but you got to have a prescription for it." Over 6,000 dispensaries were licensed since decriminalization in 2022. Most of them cater to recreational users, not medical patients. These businesses will either shut down or pivot if they can afford to. That means tens of thousands of jobs lost. Bud tenders, growers, security, logistics, retail workers. Many invested heavily, assuming long-term recreational legality, rent, renovations, equipment, and inventory. Now they're screwed. 20 to 30 billion in lost investments, revenue evaporation, and unemployment ripple effect. Tax revenue gone. Recreational cannabis could have been a tax goldmine with proper legislation. Instead, the government is killing off an industry that wasn't even taxed properly yet and now never will be. Yeah, no taxes, no VAT on weed sale, no income tax from cannabis-driven jobs. It's a missed opportunity of epic proportions, lost potential, 5 to 10 billion per year in long-term recurring tax revenue. Thailand was becoming the weed tourism destination. Listen, I can tell you now, there are a bunch of MMA fighters down in Phuket. Nate Diaz is one of them. Now, Nate Diaz is a weed smoker. We know that, right? He's a weed smoker. So you know he's probably going out there puffing J's as much as he can, as much as normal for him. And he's got his buddies with him. And I guarantee you some of them smoke too. Maybe it's not going to happen, you know. Now, while he's here now, it's fine. But in the future, I don't know. Then there's the industry supply chain breakdown. I'm not even going to go through this. That's 10 to 15 billion. Legal and administrative costs, that's 1 to 2 billion. So the total is approximately 1 to 1.6 billion US dollars over the next 2 to 3 years. This wasn't a strategic pullback. It's a political flip-flop. And the bill for this U-turn is massive. Thailand went from potentially leading Asia in cannabis reform to self-sabotaging a billion baht industry in less than approximately 24 months. Let me see something here. What is this question here? It's not going anywhere. Why even report this? Well, if it's not going anywhere, and if it wasn't reported in the Bangkok Post and in the Thai Examiner, I wouldn't have said a word about it. The reason I'm reporting on this on a Thursday, the reason I'm talking about this, instead of waiting until tomorrow, is because I figure some people might actually want to know. I know there's not a whole lot of people, but I know that some might. And that's the thing. We're talking about Thailand. If you don't like it, why are you here? If you don't like what I'm talking about, why are you here? Don't be here. Just go ahead and go somewhere else. Spend your time elsewhere. That's all you have to do. It's very simple. $9.44. All right, now hiring doctors can help curb the losses. With a Thai licensed doctor on site, a dispensary can transition into a medical cannabis clinic. That gives them a legal pass forward once recreational use is shut down. I know. I don't have to justify shit. I can just say, you don't like it? Tough shit, buddy. I don't know. Whatever you want. Instead of closing, they pivot prescriptions, consultants, consultations, rather, and follow-ups. Some foreigners, long-term expats, and even well-off Thais will still seek cannabis legally. A doctor on site allows the dispensary to issue certificates and sell product without risking jail. Shops with a doctor can keep selling their existing stock instead of dumping it or risking confiscation. Clinics that follow rules might even get better licenses, avoid raids, and stay in the game long term. But here's why it won't save most businesses. The casual buyer will be gone. 90% of dispensary revenue likely came from recreational use. That customer base will probably disappear overnight. Even with a doctor, you can't hand out 100 prescriptions a day to backpackers with sore backs. Now that's true. 200 backpackers go, oh, I've got insomnia. They should just enforce the rule about not smoking it in public, and that's it. I think that'll happen. It might. It might. I don't know. It just listen. You know what it is you're trying to like what's that whack-a-mole? That's what this is like. That's exactly what it's like. All right, all these things are popping up. You got to hit it. You know, you got to whack it, and you might hit it. You might not. Doctors' salaries are expensive. Hiring a Thai licensed MD or traditional doctor isn't cheap, and that's why the smaller places will probably not do that. That's a high fixed cost with uncertain return. Regulations will be tight. If clinics are seen as prescription mills, they'll be shut down or blacklisted. Jesus Christ, a prescription mill for weed? I don't know. I mean, you know, I don't like weed that much anymore. There was a time when I did, when I was much younger, you know. Um, what kind of horse shit is that? What kind of horse shit comment is that? LCTR. I always thought that you were, you know, a decent person to come into the chats, but you think it's going to reduce the number of Americans coming to? Buddy, you don't know anything, man. You don't know a damn thing. You know that? You got your head way up your ass, and you're just like spouting off shit. That's all you're doing. You're spouting shit. Oh yeah, let's talk about mushrooms. Oh my God, we're not talking about mushrooms right now. You know, what do I know? I know about the fact that yeah, Americans are not the only ones who smoke weed. I also know that people come to retire here. They don't have to have weed to come retire. I mean, what are you on about? Get the fuck out of here. That's bullshit. They weren't very comprehensive when they legalized it. They also didn't step up when problems arose. They don't know what they're doing. I'll tell you, that's what I think. I don't think most of them really know what to do. They're like, what do I do now? Oh, we better do this. Oh, we better do that. That's what they're doing. I'm sitting here having my coffee. I'm 100% mellow, so don't worry about me. Americans have been retiring in Thailand way before weed was legal and still get their weed anyway. Yeah, I mean, really, it's so funny. You act like, oh, the Americans are going to stop coming to Thailand because they can't smoke weed there legally. Well, people smoke weed here illegally. I know a lot of people who they don't have a problem getting a joint, a couple of joints, a bag of weed. They get whatever they want, and they just smoke it in their house. Nobody gives a shit. Jesus Christ. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I really don't see them cracking down more than in principle. That's what I see, but I don't know. We'll see. The actual number of Thais and expats needing cannabis for legitimate conditions is small. Most people simply won't qualify, and clinics won't be able to fudge it for long. There you go. And I believe that as well. Oh, God. Although I could use some for my shoulder now. Yeah. I don't think it's good. I don't think it would kill the pain, honestly. High-end, well-managed clinics with doctors, they might survive and recover 40 to 60% of their previous revenue. Average dispensaries with no pivot plan will lose 70 to 100% of their business and fold. Shady shops trying to fake medical fronts will be shut down or go underground, which is risky and unsustainable. And what I'll say is what they may do is go online, like on the Line app. They may go online, as in online. You know, that might help. Um, and they might do things illegally. But that what they have to worry about is, you know, if they sell to somebody, is that person going to bust them? They're always going to have to worry about that. Hiring a doctor won't stop the bleeding. It might just keep you from dying. For a few players, it's a lifeline. For the rest, it's too little, too late. The cannabis gold rush is over, and now it's survival mode. Wow. I hope not. I really hope not. I personally don't think they should do any of this. That's my opinion. I don't think they should do anything. The thing is when they come out with this stuff, like I've always said, they want to throw something on the wall and see what sticks. That's what they want to do. Now, it's not necessary. It's not necessarily going to be something that everything they throw against the wall is going to stick. And okay, this is what we do. This is our plan. I don't think they really know what to do. I don't think any of them have ever smoked weed. So that's what, what's there to believe? You idiot, Nomad Vision. Nobody said it's going to be the law. It's just a damn news story. I don't know. What are these fucking people, man? Hey, man, you're spreading false rumors, fake news, man. No, I'm not. This is the news. This is the news. So wake up and get the fuck over it. There. All right? I shouldn't use that foul language, but you know what? If you're stupid, you deserve to be sweared at. Jesus Christ. Let's see. Now this has been around for a while. Stress. We're integrating export control now, and will develop regulations on cannabis use, especially smoking. Moreover, access to cannabis will be more difficult unless a medical certificate is presented. This applies to both Thai citizens and foreigners. Cannabis used to be a narcotic, but after the law reforms, it's now a controlled herb. Similar to a mild narcotic, he added, I proposed a law to control cannabis plants. However, the full law will take 2 years to complete. There you go. Because of the delay, the minister said, we will use the traditional Thai medical knowledge protection to issue secondary laws within 40 days. This will help control cannabis use before the full Cannabis Act is ready. He emphasized this must be completed quickly. The law can be finalized by the cabinet or myself as minister. Regarding smoking cannabis in public, Somsak stated we will control this strictly under other laws. Smoking causing public nuisance will be penalized. The government intends continuous enforcement to prevent problems from recurring. I don't know how on earth they can govern this. What are they going to do? Have a cop everywhere? They can't have the cops everywhere. I know people just walk around. They're on the street and they're smoking a joint. And like I said, I know there's places where, he added, in the past, some people have slipped through the cracks, but from today, enforcement will be strict. Okay, I don't know if I believe that or not, but many people want cannabis for recreational use, but you must regulate carefully. If we rush the Cannabis Act, it would cause problems. Okay. What is this? That jerk off coming back? Puff, puff, pass. Well, yeah, the vape pens, that's another story. And, listen, to me, it doesn't mean anything because I'm not a smoker. I don't really care about it. What was I going to say here? Hang on a second here. Well, if the difference between Thailand and Portland, Oregon, is that Thailand has not allowed all drugs to become legal. That simple. So they allow some weed. Okay. They're not allowing yaba to be legal. They're not allowing cocaine or heroin to be legal. They're not allowing mushrooms to be legal here. They're not allowing peyote to be legal here. So there's a big difference between Portland, Oregon, and Bangkok, Thailand. Who knows, Rick? Who knows? Who really knows? Yaba's always been a problem in Thailand. Now, what is this? Oh, this is a couple of years ago. Well, good luck finding the silver lining with this. I mean, really, you know. We have the kratom tree on our land, and I thought about, hey, why not grow some weed? But I don't know that it's worth it, to be completely honest. Um, it'll be illegal. Um, it'll be illegal to grow it in the future for the general public, and it'll be heavily restricted. And you're going to need to be licensed, and um, yeah, you're going to need to show that it's used for approved medical products, not just you know for dispensaries or for individual use. The days of the million backyard growers are done. Um, and you think you can get away with a few illegal plants? Well, maybe you will. I mean, do I think that I could grow a few plants on our land and people wouldn't bitch and moan about it? Probably I could. There's plenty of land. Nobody's going to come in and look at our property and go, oh, what do you got here? What do you got there? What can we do? But if somebody just happens to be in the neighborhood and they happen to be walking around and they see it, well, they could rat you out. So I don't really think it's feasible for us to grow weed. I don't care. We don't have to grow it. We got plenty of other stuff on the land. How you doing, Sammy? Eventually, the marijuana situation will be like the bar girl situation. On the books is illegal, but not enforced. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. I mean, they're going to say, oh, yeah, we did everything we could, but they didn't, their law is not quite the same as elsewhere. I'm already tired now. Jesus Christ, talking about this. Talking about weed. People are vehement about this stuff. You can't make my weed illegal. You know what you're talking about. Sons of bitches. Ugh. I don't care one way or the other. I mean, I personally hope that they never make it illegal. I don't think it should be illegal. Instant doctor notes for tourists. Yeah, I don't see that happening. I really don't. Although you never know, you could walk in 2 minutes, boom, you got your paper, you got everything you need, and you walk out with a bag of really good weed. I don't know. That's what I mean. It's much easier for me just to say, I don't know what's going to happen, because I really don't. I'm just telling you what the news is saying. That's all I'm doing. I'm the conduit. I am the conduit. The misuse of cannabis has a negative impact on Thai children. In the long run, it could lead to other drugs. Yeah, okay. How many children are going out buying weed? Really, that are getting away with it, going into the weed shops. They're 12 years old, they're 14 years old, whatever they are. I mean, I guess people are like, well, I don't need to look at your age. I just want the money. I guess that's what happens. But I don't think that many. Although maybe I'd be surprised. Now, what could happen is there could be something like a 60,000 baht fine for recreational use. And those who are selling it, they could face up to a $2,800 fine. It's just crazy. It's really pretty crazy. I picked a bad time to quit cigarettes. Well, you know, cigarettes they're never good, man. You don't get the high out of it, you know? I mean, I guess you do, but you don't get that high often. I'd say you're better off stopping cigarettes than pick the bad time to stop snorting coke. Oh, God. What time is it now? It's already after 10. This place is dead. Dead. Um, we got 73 people, 74 in the chat, and we got 39 thumbs up. That's it. Please try to click the thumbs up and get those numbers to match the number of people who have been watching. Please, if you are interested, hey, send a, what are they called? What are they? What the hell's this little thing here? Oh, God, I can't even remember now. That's how good my memory is. I wonder what Connie Jr.'s going to smile. What most smoke in a month would last me over a year? Yeah, I don't know. They should just tell tourists, you want a prescription for grass, pay 800 baht online before you arrive. More money for the government. I think it's stupid. I think it's stupid that you have to go online to be able to come into Thailand. It's an irritant. And that's the thing, that Thailand is making it more irritating to come here and to stay here. It's much more irritating to come here and stay here than it used to be. And all these other places, Vietnam, Cambodia, the Philippines, Laos, they're as easy or easier than they were in the past. So where do you want to go? You want to go to Thailand? Oh, well, you're going to have to fill this paper out, fill that paper out. Oh, I really want to see Thailand. Okay, then fill the papers out. Then you go to these other places. But I've seen a lot of people complaining about stuff, and I mean, you know, there's still a lot of people that love Thailand. I mean, I love Thailand. Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Joe. Finish up my morning, Joe. That was a flat white. These girls are so busy here. I come in, they don't even see me come in. I sit here, I go stand at the counter. I'm standing at the counter. They're like so busy, they don't even see me. And I'm like, hey, finally, oh, sorry. You know, so much stuff to do. Anyway, let me continue. We got a little bit of time left. The free for all is over. Once the royal decree hits, growing cannabis without a medical license will be illegal. Thailand is slamming the door on recreational use and casual cultivation. The window is closing fast. Okay, let me go up here because I got to look at some of this stuff. Let's see here. I got so much information right now that it's hard for me to go through everything. Okay. Now, you look at Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia. Vietnam has a zero tolerance policy when it comes to cannabis. Possession, consumption, and sale of cannabis are illegal and can result in severe penalties, including long prison sentences or even the death penalty for trafficking large quantities. As of 2025, there have been no legal initiatives to relax the laws, and the government maintains a zero tolerance policy. In Laos, Laos maintains stringent anti-cannabis laws. The production, trade, and use of all types of cannabis are prohibited under the Law on Narcotics 2007 and the Penal Code 2017. Myanmar, forget about it. You're going to go to, you get the death penalty there. However, in December 2022, the Ministry of Health issued decision number 3789 MOH, allowing certain controlled activities related to hemp for medical purposes, such as cultivation and processing under strict regulations. Despite this, recreational cannabis remains illegal and enforcement can be severe, including potential imprisonments. Now, in Cambodia, now we know about Cambodia, or at least some of us do. Cambodia, well, cannabis is officially illegal, but enforcement is very lax, especially in tourist areas like Phnom Penh, Siem Reap. You got the happy restaurants that openly serve cannabis infused foods, and marijuana is readily available at the markets and the bars. However, possession and use remain illegal and can be severe if enforced. A long time ago, when I first started going to Cambodia, I was with the driver and he goes, "You want? I'll give you some weed." And I go, "No, no, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. It's all right." He goes, "Well, you want to come over to my house and we'll eat?" I said, "Well, okay, I guess." We went over to his house. We had some food, and the whole time he's got this weed sitting next to him. It's a big brown paper bag, and he's like, "Listen, clean this up." It was like, kind of dirty weed. Clean this up, get rid of the seeds and everything, and you can have it. And I was like, "No, I really don't want it. I really don't want it." And because I was not really smoking then, I smoked a little bit with him, and I was like, it's not very good. But he's like, take this, take. He like pawned off the bag on me. He pushed the bag on me, and I went, fuck me. I get back to my room, and I'm like, I'm worried. I'm like, man, I don't want to get busted with this shit. So I put it in the desk, in the back of a desk. I just hid it there, which wasn't all that smart. And I didn't smoke any, didn't do any, I didn't want any, and I just left. But I wouldn't even touch it, because in some of these places you get busted and that's it, man. It's over. You don't want that happening to you. Indonesia's not. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Indonesia is no. That or Malaysia. Malaysia, I think they say what? Dada is death. You do the drugs and that's it. Yeah. Weed status in Myanmar is quite illegal, like I said. You get 3 to 5 years for just having possession of it. And listen, you do not want to go to jail in Myanmar. I've been in some places in Myanmar that nobody wants to go. I mean, really, I've been in some nasty, nasty places in Myanmar, and I've been in what was considered good places in Myanmar. One was fantastic; it was a 5-star hotel, but another one was a fairly nice house of this general, and he didn't like me. And I was like, well, I guess I better get out of here. I better get out of here before this guy passes some kind of decree that I need to be like, you know, tortured or something. I don't know. Yeah, larger quantities or intent to distribute in Myanmar, you can get up to 15 years to life. And in extreme cases, the death penalty. Medical use, sorry, illegal in Myanmar. I mean, they barely have hospitals there. And I have not talked to my little banana girl down on the corner. She just came back. I saw her. I think she went home. I don't know, but cannabis used to be used in traditional medicine in Myanmar. However, contemporary laws do not recognize any traditional or medicinal uses, and in all forms of cannabis are now criminalized. Everything's illegal. Wow. Stupid. Lieutenant Governor is trying to make all products with THC illegal. Yeah, I mean, Texas. Texas don't play around. They just don't play around, man. You know what are you gonna do? Oh, what's going on here? Let me see something. They're gonna do that, man. Anytime there's, I mean, really, that's what it is. Nobody wants to move to a legal state. We're talking about Thailand. We're talking about people who live in Thailand, people who are coming to visit in Thailand, or people who they might want to move here. That's what we're talking about. We're not talking about people who live back in the States. I don't give a shit what's going on in the States now. Most of the places in the States seem to be somewhat legal. But Texas, forget about it. I mean, I wouldn't want to live in Texas anymore. I did live in Texas a long time ago. And it's all right. Yeah, I lived there a long time ago, and I don't want to live there again. Nothing against Texas. They got a lot of great things going on there, but the whole weed thing is it's on a different level, and I don't really understand it. They don't want you being stoned there in their part of the country. You know. Yeah, I mean that's how I feel. It's not important to me at all. Not at all. I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't crave it. I don't give a shit about it. I just think you shouldn't be throwing people in jail for that. That's just ridiculous. Throw people in jail for smoking a weed. Throw people in jail for doing mushrooms. I mean, listen, I don't think people should be like, engaging in large scale distribution of mushrooms or acid or anything like that. Peyote buttons. I don't think that should be something that should be allowed. But I do think if you want to go and buy a peyote button, maybe they keep your record on file. Okay, buddy, listen, you've done, 10 of these in the past year. You can't do any more for another year. I don't know, but I don't know what the answer is. That's why I'm not in I don't want to be in politics because I don't know what the answer is. Okay. Oh, by the way, Indonesia has zero tolerance. Personal use can lead to 4 to 12 years in prison. Thank you, Nomad Archer. Thank you very much. Let's give him another thumbs up right there. There we go. Give him a thumbs up. Uh, 4 to 12 years. Trafficking can result in life imprisonment or the death penalty. In May 2025, wow. American basketball player Jared Dwayne Shaw was arrested in Indonesia for allegedly possessing cannabis-infused candies. He faces severe penalties under Indonesia's strict drug laws, including life imprisonment or the death penalty. Holy moly. Medical use is currently prohibited. Legal status. Medical use in Malaysia is permitted only under strict conditions with the approval from the Ministry of Health. Holding 200 grams or more presumes trafficking. That's about a half a pound. Punishable by death or life imprisonment with caning. Oh. Possession of smaller amounts can still lead to severe penalties, including imprisonment and caning. Medical use. While the law allows for medical cannabis under strict regulation, in practice, access is extremely limited. No significant legal changes have been implemented for reform as of now. Both Indonesia and Malaysia enforce stringent anti-cannabis laws with severe penalties. Travelers and residents should exercise extreme caution and avoid any involvement with cannabis in these countries. I forget where it was a long time ago. I was in, thank you, Joe. Thank you very much. Give him a thumbs up there. I was in the Netherlands. I think it was my first or second trip to the Netherlands. And I went with a buddy of mine. And he said to me, I'm not going to smoke it, but I'll eat it. I said, okay. I found a place. I started smoking. Then I went and got him. And we went back and we ate some like hash. It was like pound cake or whatever. And we got trashed. Then I go back and I'm going back to London. And I start freaking out because I start thinking, well, I'd smoked weed and I had clothes that I had smoked weed in and I hadn't washed them. And all these things were going through my head. I thought, what if they do what they do in Australia, which is they start scanning your baggage for whatever substance it might be. It could be a bomb, it could be cocaine, it could be weed, it could be anything. And if they find anything on it, they're going to ask you, why is this on there? What have you been doing? What are you engaged in? And you're stuck. And I started freaking out about it. Now, fortunately, they didn't do that to me. But like nowadays, I'm very, very careful. I don't want any problem because there's one thing that I fear, and that's going to prison. I don't want to be in prison. I'm too old. I'm too old now. Like if I was younger and I had to go to prison, all right, well, maybe I could fight a little bit. Maybe I'd be like, all right, yeah, all right, I'm going to handle this. Now I'm like, oh, God, I don't want to do that. No way. I just don't want to. I don't want to back then, but I don't want to now, especially. It's just not going to happen. All right, what else was I going to talk about here? We already talked about the financial and catch 22s. I always hear that. And if you're with the right woman, you're not gonna be doing time. If you're with the wrong woman, oh my God, I see these guys like I saw some movie yesterday or the day before yesterday, and the guy was with this woman, and he was scared shitless of her. Finally, at the end, he goes, honey, listen, you need to understand something. I love you. I'm with you, but I'm scared shitless of you. And I don't want to be scared of you. So let's change the dynamic in our relationship. And I thought that was pretty good because he didn't want to be scared anymore. He's like, let's approach this from the standpoint of love. Love. Oh, what a puzzling word that is. Let's see here. Okay, we figured out that this is a flip-flop. We know about that. Okay. Thailand's decision to revert to medical-only cannabis could have significant implications for its tourism industry. The country has become a popular destination for cannabis tourists following its 2022 decriminalization. This reversal may deter a segment of tourists, potentially benefiting neighboring countries with more lenient or ambiguously enforced cannabis laws like Cambodia. However, given the strict laws in Laos and Vietnam, it's unlikely they will attract cannabis tourists in the near future. Wow. Anyone, my friend has a psychopath Thai wife. If he disagrees with her in anything, she goes mental. Has pulled the scissors on him several times. Oh, well, that sounds like a real healthy relationship. If your woman pulls scissors on you, you need to get out of that relationship. You need to tell her, honey, if you ever pull those on me again, I'm going to stick them up your ass. And if she does it again, you got to leave. I mean, really. Be the man. I was thinking about this morning. You know, you always have to remain the man. They expect you to be the man. You don't always have to be super tough, super mean, super whatever it is, but you always got to be the man. You always got to be willing to make the decision, do the hard choices. You always have to do that. And that's something in Thailand that's not going to change. I don't think it's changed in many, many years. He married her in Australia and is scared to lose his house. He is soft. Well, he's scared to lose his house. Well, maybe he will. Maybe he won't. I don't know. But you can't just approach it from oh, I'm scared to lose my house. I'm scared to lose some money. You know, you just got to go, screw it, man. I'm going to do what I got to do to be free. Things might be better then. I don't know. You know, as I watch a bunch of guys walk by, um, yeah, pretty interesting. There's all kinds of people walking around here. I don't know. There's a couple foreigners walking around with their girls, Thai girls. There's a couple walking around with their Farang girls. I don't know. Today must be Foreigners' Day out here. I don't see any Chinese groups. I don't see any Burmese. There's really not very many people in the mall today. What's today? Thursday? There ain't a bobbit. Keep those thumbs up coming, please. Appreciate it. Where are we at for time here? 84:14. Now, not on the subject of weed, but my wife is gone right now. She'll be back this weekend, and then we're going to think about whether we should go to Surat or not. Now, I don't have a problem with it. She was going to bring Nicholas. Now Nicholas is not going. He didn't go, so he's home, and we're thinking about going down to Surat. Now, most of the time I want to go. I don't know why. In the last week, I just been like, I don't know if I want to go. But I don't want to be too lazy. I don't want to be too lazy, and I want to go see what we got down there, and I want to go see the durian trees, and I want to go see what's happening down there. So if we go, I will probably go down there. We'll probably go for 4 or 5 days, and I'll probably go down there and check out what's going on with the land and our fruit and vegetables. And I don't understand why some people don't like durian. I see these people, oh, it smells so bad. It's so this, it's so that. And I'm like, it's not that bad. Jesus Christ. You act like you're. No, what we'll do is we'll leave the cats at home, and we'll have um, my wife's niece look after them. She'll stay at the house, and that's fine. Those cats are freaking headache, man. Although, listen, the last couple of days they haven't really been that bad to me. You know, Bo has been away, and my cats have been actually pretty well behaved. In the morning, they just sit there and look at me. And then I'm like, I look at their food. They got no food. I'm like, all right, they need food. I give them their food. We got like 3 different kinds of food that we give them. I put all the food in there, and they're happy. They play a little bit. And next thing I know, they're sitting on the sofa sleeping. Every once in a while, I got to brush one aside and go sleep wherever they are. But most of the time, yeah, you think you're going to get one. What if they don't let foreigners get medical certificates? You know, it's only good for a month. How much can they make it? How much can they charge for it? What are they going to do? Charge 1,000 baht for the doctor's appointment, and then they're going to charge you another 2,000 for the weed? I guess they could, but I mean, I don't need to smoke weed that bad. Maybe the whole free for all thing with the Thai government, they want more control because they do like to have control about everything. But I don't. This kind of stuff doesn't. I hate to say it, it just doesn't really impact me. And I know we're not talking about just me here, but the bottom line is I'm not impacted by very much here. They put you see all these news articles, and you see these people getting fights in Pattaya. You see, I saw 2 waitresses got beat up the other day. And it doesn't affect me. It really doesn't. Let's see here. What is this? For these non-believers. Two different articles. There you go. I don't hate the smell of weed, but when I'm somewhere and there's no weed, there's nothing like that, and you're just relaxing, I don't want to smell it like to where I have to smell that smell. I really don't want to. And I don't mind the smell of it, you know. But when I'm somewhere and nobody's smoking weed, then I got to smell weed. I mean, listen, I can smell cigarettes. I can smell cigarettes from, all the way across the room. If somebody smokes a little cigarette, I go, oh, you know. What is this called? Bakat ni Namaran di di ba. Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. All right. Let's just there we go. There's so many people out there. What I will say is there's so many people out there who they don't want to believe that you're only going to be able to smoke it if it's medical use, that it's always going to be recreational. There's some people out there, but they're pissed off at me or whoever. And listen, I don't make the laws. I don't give a shit what their law is. You know, yeah, so that doesn't mean anything. If you read further, you need to read it. You need to read the whole article, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. So please don't go against me again. I don't need that shit. Fucking idiots, man. Jesus Christ. I didn't say that it's passed. What I said was You're going to need a medical certificate. It's going to be medical use only. And they're going to use another act so that they don't have to pass the law in the interim. Where is it right now? If I can find it. Knuckleheads, man. Jesus Christ. What the hell's the name of it? It's called we will use the Traditional Thai Medical Knowledge Protection Act to issue secondary laws within 40 days. This will help control cannabis use before the full Cannabis Act is ready. And there's another one they're going to use. I don't remember what it is. So there you go. What else do I need to say to you? You don't want to believe it? Don't believe it. It makes no difference to me. Don't believe me then. I don't care. But I tell you what, when they start saying you need a medical certificate, I'm going to laugh at you guys. And I wish I didn't have to, but I will. It's called the Herbal Something Act. I forget what it is. Herbal Control Act, something like that. Herbal Product Act. So there you go. Okay. Now what's the matter? You got nothing else to say now? I know there's a lag time, but like, come on. This is what I mean. Oh, we can't have our precious weed. Oh my God, screw you, Scott. You don't know what you're talking about. I do know a little something. I'm not having a stroke. I'm just telling you. I think you're way out there, man. It's what I don't know. You just make me laugh. It's a news story. It's a news story where they're telling you that they're going to make it medical use only within 40 days. Now, who knows what's going to happen? I understand that. But what I'm saying is it already says it's a done deal. And what they're going to do is use the Herbal Act and use this other Thai Traditional Medicine Act or whatever it is. And then they're going to be able to arrest people. They're going to be able to bust people. They're going to be able to crack down on it. Who knows if they will? I don't know, you know. But if you read other stories and you read what I have submitted to you, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So there you go. Well, you do your ice, okay? I'm sure you'll love that. That's got to be the worst choice you can make. That stuff is that's not good stuff, man. Terrible stuff. Ice, yaba, that's about the worst. Ice, yaba, heroin, the three worst choices you could make. And cocaine maybe, but anyway, there you go. That's the way we do it here. Andy, how you doing, buddy? What is happening? Well, we'll see. We'll see if they make you get a medical certificate. And then what it's just like them making you go online and fill out a paper just like the what is it, TM6. It's just like that. It's kind of the same thing. You got to fill out a paper. No, they don't have to. That's what I'm saying. They don't have to change it. What they can do is they can just say, oh, well, now under the Thai Herbal Product Act and under the Thai Traditional Medicine Act, we can make it illegal for you to be doing what you're doing. We can make it a problem for you. Now, I don't know how lawyers would approach it. I have no idea. But that's how they figure they can approach it. Instead of taking 2 years to get to everything, they can stop it immediately or within 40 days or so. And then they can work towards getting the royal decree, and they can do everything that they need to do so that you're not allowed to do it. Oh, God. Must happen in any nation ruled by corruption and greed for any drug. The simple fact is much more money being made by the government keeping it illegal. Well, I don't know about that. Quite honestly. I really don't know about that, pal. When they're making billions of dollars from it by making it legal. The original approval spot came an emergency decree. That decree was canceled, and I don't think they can just issue that order without Parliament. We shall see, but I don't think this will happen. So they're not actually making it illegal. They're just changing how it's available to getting it. Well, I'm going to say it again. All right. If I can find it here, exactly what it's going to mean, because let me just see here. I'm trying to look for the exact passage, because I asked quite a few questions and searched for quite a few things here regarding this. Okay, this is about the revenue. The bottom line. What is this? No, we're not going to make it legal there. Okay, no. Okay. Recreational weed in Thailand will be functionally dead starting July 2025 once the new regulations kick in. Here's the real timeline. What happens in July? All cannabis users, Thai or foreign, must have a medical certificate from a licensed Thai doctor. Recreational use becomes legally prohibited. Cannabis will be reclassified as a narcotic, making possession without medical certificates with medical needs punishable by law. So while the full reclassification may take a bit longer, pending the legal steps, July is when the crackdown begins. While the Thai Public Health Ministry has announced its intent to reclassify cannabis as a narcotic and implement medical use only starting July 2025, it's not official law until it's passed via draft regulation or decree must be approved by cabinet. It then gets signed by the prime minister and possibly endorsed by the king. Only once it's published in the Royal Gazette does it become enforceable law. Until then, it's just policy intent, not enforceable law. Now, the thing is that while it's not officially law, the new regulations can kick in without having that decree. You don't need to have the degree to make the changes that they want, which will say, sorry, too bad. Because the new regulations will kick in. And they don't have to have the royal decree to change those regulations. All right? There you go. I know this may be painful for some people. Jesus Christ. Let me just see here. July equals practical death of recreational weed. Expect crackdown, tighter rules, and some fear. Royal Gazette, which could be in up to about 2 years, equals legal death with full criminal penalties, jail time, etc. Okay? I'm just telling you what I see and what I know. Yeah. It'll be challenged in court, blah, blah, blah. And during that time, they're not going to do anything. Well, maybe it won't mean jail time. That's what I'm thinking. How are they going to put a person in jail if it's not really a legal law? Well, what they're saying is we can change the policies, and they have full right to change the policies within the construct of the law that they already have passed, and do that by saying, well, we can apply this act, the Thai, what was it? The Thai Herbal Act, Product Act, or the Thai Traditional Medicine Act. Now, because you're breaking those acts, you are breaching the law, and we can do whatever we want to do to you, whatever it is, whatever kind of ramifications they want to set into place, they can try to do that. That may it may be that they can't do some things because they're too harsh or whatever. I don't know. And that may be what goes to court. They don't want to use it for recreation, but it still won't be technically illegal until the government body acts on it. Well, let's see in July. Let's see what happens. I hate to say it, but this is what I always say about Thailand. And everybody forgets this. They always give me shit about what I'm saying and everything like that. The bottom line is, when they get to that date and they figure out exactly what they're going to do, then we'll know. We're not going to know until then. If it happens in 40 days, oh, we know. Oh, wow. Okay, well, this is what's happening. How are we going to proceed? Then they'll understand. Then people will understand, oh, well, we may not be able to do this anymore. Okay. But it might change. You never know. Maybe nothing will happen. Exactly. But this is a headline news. I mean, really. I figure, this is the thing. The reason I'm doing this is because I figure weed smokers want to know. Jesus Christ. I'm getting shit for it, which I don't care. I really don't care. Give me all the shit you want. But, I mean, I'm just telling you what they say. And if you don't like it, that's your problem. Hey, don't take it out on me. I mean, it's pretty simple. I'm not even a smoker. It doesn't matter to me. I don't give two shits about it. Nobody in my family smokes. It doesn't matter to us. I don't care. Unbelievable. Midnight Express is a much different than what we're talking about here. Midnight Express was about somebody who was exporting drugs, carrying them across the border. He was doing something very illegal. What don't you understand? Got my coffee? Ah. Yeah, shoot the messenger. Exactly. I don't care. Let him shoot me. I don't give a shit. Chuck calls me up the other day. It's 4:00 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning. I'm like, Chuck, do you know what time it is here? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in Europe, man. He wants me to go to Europe, and I don't want to go. I don't really want to go. Oh. I don't think it's weed tourism. I think it's just like the women. You come here, most guys don't come to Thailand specifically for the women. Oh, I'm going to go there and get laid 100 times. Most guys don't do that. They want to do other things. They want to do other things. They want to, oh, yeah, let me get this girl. She's real nice. I'm going to have her show me around. I'm going to go to all these places. I'm going to get laid while I'm doing it. I'll give her some money. Okay, that's what a lot of guys do. It's the same thing here. They come here. Oh, wow, I can go to that weed shop and get myself a little weed. All right, well, let me go pick it up. Not that much money. Okay, cool. Thank you, sir. Wow, look at this. Pork rinds from Mr. Tom. And these are the good kind, although they're not made with olive oil. Were they made with coconut oil?
They're not.
Oh, they're not. Oh, okay. I like olive oil. This is so good right here.
They're like M&Ms. They melt in your mouth, not in your hands.
Well, these have the fat in them, which is what I want for keto. Although the oil is, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Can I open this thing up? I don't know. I don't know if I'm smart enough. No, I can get it. I know I'm smart enough, even if I have to break the rubber band. I can't ever tie these, though. You know that? I can never tie them.
Not the way they do it.
I always screw it up. I can't even get it undone right now.
Yesterday we went. Are you live streaming?
Yeah.
Everybody's watching you open your
There you go. See that? 2 pieces. That's all I want.
Yeah.
See all that fat in there? Luscious goodness. Mm. Man, that's good.
Perfect for a keto diet.
Yeah.
You're fat bomb.
That's because I just rip open the bag. He's like 31 years in Thailand. You haven't mastered the rubber band.
No,
That's one thing I have not mastered. I can't tie the goddamn thing either. Look at that. These are the best.
I know.
All fat.
It's a small shop in Praia. My wife known the owner for
Praia.
My wife known the owner for all of her life.
The Thai youth do worse things than weed. Well, yes, Thai youth get involved in weed, but how many people do you think are selling to kids who are underage who just go in and go, can I get some weed, please? Little 12-year-olds, 14, 15-year-olds. I don't think it's happening all that often. The people want the money, but a lot of weed shops are making plenty of money. They don't need the money from some little kid who comes in and goes, gimme, gimme, gimme. It's probably the guy's older brother who's probably smoking it with him. Something like that. Well, sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. That's all. These are so good, though. I'll eat this whole bag today. It'll be my snack. And I try to get my kids involved so they eat some of it. But look at this. Unbelievable. Well, we're talking about weed and how they may reverse the recreational use only and make it medicinal use only. Because the prime minister came out and said he's going to require people to have medical certificates in 40 days. But he's going to use other laws that they can legally use to stop people from using it recreationally. And then they're going to go through the process of the royal decree and doing everything that way. And it might take up to 2 years.
Well, just don't make those illegal.
They're not going to be illegal. These will never be illegal. They're so goddamn good. And live in America. You want to live in America? Go ahead. I don't.
Next time we go north, my wife and I will stop in and ask, try to bargain about coconut oil.
They're like potato chips. Once you start, it's hard to stop.
But you can't eat just one. I'm
going to put them in here with my coffee.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of the
Tootsie Roll Pop, yeah.
1, 2,
All right, I'll put these away. I think I have to get a couple things from the grocery. You know that I transferred some money from Wise. I don't know. They're gonna have to think fast. They want to eat some of those pork rinds. My kids, like the bag's gonna be gone. How are they gonna have any? I transferred some money from Wise, and usually you get the money instantaneously.
Vast majority of the time.
Almost all the time. But I made 2 transfers. Well, 3 transfers. I made one to one bank, another to another bank, and another to the Thai bank. None of the money has got there. It's been almost a full day.
I've had it take almost
They're saying it takes up to 2 days to get it, and I've never had that happen before. And it kind of irritates me because I'm like, oh, you sons of bitches. I was counting on that money I was going to spend from there. Then I go, oh, well, now I got to tap into this savings, and then I got to repay it.
Drop too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. I got the
32.637.
right now it's 32.64, which is about the same. 637. Okay. Air quality is 50. Temperature in Fahrenheit 83. High of 92. Low of 80. Feel like is 88. 86% humidity. In Celsius, it's 29 degrees. High of 33. Low of 26. 31 degrees is the feel like temperature in Celsius. Heavy rains are forecast from now through next Saturday. So if you're here, you're probably going to be looking at some rain. What is this? Beef tallow tastes the best and are healthier. You buy pork hide and make your own pork. I don't know, man. I don't get into this shit. Tom's going to have the pork rinds made with coconut oil. Whatever. Maybe we should make them. Down in the South, we might do that stuff, but I'm never involved. I just go, can we do this? Yes. Okay. How much money is it going to cost? Do you need any money for this? No. Okay, then do it.
She does batches of 15 kilos. So the bargaining is how much of that 15 kilos you have to buy to offset it.
Half. Probably half.
And then how do I get rid of whatever I buy?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure I wouldn't give away that much to you, but I'd sell some. I'd try.
Yeah. All right. Anyway. Now, will they still arrest people who use weed recreationally in July? Yes, they probably will. Even before cannabis is reclassified, the Thai government is setting up legal grounds to crack down on recreational users using existing laws and new regulations. So they want to use existing laws. They don't want to have to wait until the new stuff is cleared through a royal decree. Now, that's all I'm going to say about it. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Yeah, no eyebrows in pork rinds. Ugh, it's disgusting. Anyway, that's all we have. That's what we got there. Now, you could send a super chat before I click out, before I sign out. I'll see you next Friday. That's 8 days. There you go. What else? There was something else. Oh, I already closed it. That's not very smart. My name, in case you don't know it, is Scott. I am an American in Bangkok. And what I would say, we're almost there here. Here we go. If you'd like to show the support, July 1st, apparently. If you'd like to show support for the channel, you can do so by joining the VIP section of the channel for as little as $1.99. $1.99. All you have to do is hit join. You can also use the super chat. You can use the Cash App. Thank you, Richard. You can do all sorts of things. But if you want to send a Dear Scott letter, a nasty comment, or a nice comment, whatever you want to send, or you need a consultation, you can do so by sending it to an American in Bangkok at gmail.com. Oh, son of a bitch, man. That is all I have, really. And until next time, I am Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Chok Ni Leo Jerken Mai, which, if you've been following, you know means good luck and see you again. Yeah, aspirin's a drug. I know because we just got a bottle of 500 aspirin, and I'm very thrilled because now I can take them when I need them.
Aspirin, aspirin?
Yeah. Yeah, well, we got a bottle of them. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here you go. Yeah. Anyway, there we go. Thank you very much, and I guess I will talk to you later. All right. See you when I see you. Kids having seizures. That could be true. You never know. Okay. Anyway, enough is enough. See ya.